who don't know me yet, I'm Anuraag. I am a visual merchandiser, and I've been working in the industry for almost 25 years now. And I have written 2 books on visual merchandising. They are the only books in the country. The first book was published by Tata McGraw. It's a textbook that's available in our library. And this was my second book. I don't prefer calling it a book, but it has got a collection of 52 tips on how to display. I wrote this book keeping in mind the retail sales staff and students so that they don't have to go through heavy text and they can just see these tips and understand what is exactly visual merchandising. So this is I have got a copy also of that. I will show it to you. Before that, let me make you watch one short video.
If you take life, do you know what you give? Odds are you won't like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me by the merciless eyes of deceit? I've seen angels fall from blinding heights, but you yourself are nothing so divine. Just next in line, own yourself because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and that will replace you. You can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It longs to kill you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. If you come inside, things will not be the same. When you return to the night, if you think you won, you never saw me change. The game that we have been playing, I've seen this diamond cut through harder men than you yourself. But if you must pretend, you may meet your end. Own yourself because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. You can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It longs to kill you. Are you ready to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. You know my
This, I mean, what a creative casting of a movie. I think for me, it's the most creative casting of any movie that I have seen so far. How many of you have seen this movie?
A number of times.
I do.
N number of times. Yeah. Those who have not seen should watch it. Okay. Shivalika has raised hand. Great. So this this casting really inspired me a lot. And that's the time then it clicked me that, I can, do something after getting such inspiration. So another point here is that you can get inspiration from anywhere. Now, this movie has nothing to do with visual merchandising or launching a book or writing a book, even like that. But it just clicked. I call it by association. So when two things are not related to each other and you combine them. So I got inspired by the movie casting and I ended up writing a book. I was already writing a book in a different format, but I was not able to find out that how I should be presenting it. And as I've been encouraging all of you that you have to present your work in a very unique manner. It's not just about the content or your skill. You have to present it differently as well. It's very important. So that's when I came with idea to publish this book. It's a tip kit. When you open it, it has got a set of playing cards. Like any other playing cards. So we have got 52 playing cards, and every playing card has some or the other picture, and then there's a tip behind it. So as you can see on the screen, we have got 52 weeks, and we have got 52 playing cards. So I resonated that if you learn, understand, implement one tip every week, then in 1 year's time, your basics will be in place. And when your basics are in place, then only you can move to the second level. You cannot just jump without knowing basics to an advanced level or, the technological level or whatever is the new levels we have right now. Okay. This book was written when I was with Ayatha Birla, and it's forwarded by the business director, Mr. Pranab Barua. You can see his snap on the screen. It was commended by Mr. Surinder Nyano Alivu. He is still my mentor. He is the senior most person in visual merchandising in this country. Right now, he's a freelance consultant and he is associated with many interior designing companies and store designing companies. And they have been winning a lot of awards every year. And of course, me. Okay, so this is for the students and faculty as well. Playing cards in the classroom, maybe injurious to health. You can play in the canteen or somewhere else, but not in the classroom. So what I've done, I have divided this tip kit in 4 parts. As we all know, in playing cards, we have got 4 sections: hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. So in all the hearts, like from ace, 2, 3, 4 till jack, queen, king, I have covered the basic definitions of visual merchandising. After understanding these 13 basic definitions itself, you will have a clear idea about what exactly is visual merchandising. The spades part covers the generic tips on visual merchandising, which can be applied to, I think, almost every category that you design or display or you want to sell. The third category is merchandise presentation. As a visual merchandiser, a lot of people think that a visual merchandiser does only mannequin styling and draping and window displays. No, window displays is just 6% of our job out of 100, of course. Merchandise presentation is almost 50-55% of our task. Day in, day out, we only work upon how to present your merchandise at your best. And that's what I keep on telling again you all. I'm reiterating it that your merchandise right now is your resume, your visiting card, your portfolio. So how you can present it at the best will take you places. And the fourth part is store planning and layout. This is a good section for interior or store design people. So today we are going to cover basic definition and journal tips. In part 2, we will present motionized presentation and store planning and layout. So I'm starting with basic definitions. Here I would need you to switch on your mics. So what do we see here? You're free to comment your observations, any insights you have here. Although I have shared this picture in one of the sessions in the month of February with one of the batches, but still, those who have not seen it, please feel free to comment what visual merchandising you think he has done here.
It's basically a mom and pop store wherein you get a variety of things displayed properly according to the shades. And
Okay. That was Akshat, right?
yes,
All right. Thank you, Akshat. Anybody else who can highlight, point out what is good or what kind of visual merchandising elements, tools, methods he's using here? Anyone?
So since everything is really organized, so people would definitely catch a glimpse of it. Since this, like I can say, it's not in a good area, but the way they have organized it, the way in which the shopkeeper have organized, it will definitely catch an eye.
All right. Anyone else?
They
So
have
am I
utilized the space
You're audible.
like in a pretty good manner. Hello.
okay?
I couldn't hear
So
you. Can
we
you
say
can you
that
say it again?
So they have utilized the space in a good way.
Utilization of space. Okay.
Yes. And proper display.
Okay. Yeah,
good
Shivanika.
colors.
Okay.
He knows how to play with the colors. So he has put up
Okay.
the larger bags in front so that it represents ample amount. So when people look at more, they think that it is more. I should go there. I should see what the plenty is about.
Okay. Good. Thank you, everyone. So this snap was taken at Andheri West Station, Mumbai. So all those definitions that you have said were absolutely right. He has done the space utilization. He has used played on the color. He has put the large bags in the front and we utilize it for the visual benefit. Now, if you see, this is called a step display. So you have got some bags here, then there are some bags here, there are some bags here, some bags here, some bags here. There are some kind of 5 steps that he has made. Secondly, he is using transparent bags to show the product very clearly visible on a busy street. Anyone passing by, crossing the street will not miss that he sells namkeens and a variety of namkeens. Third good thing that he has done, he has put small ready packs. He will not wait in front of you, but these are pre-weighed 500 grams or maybe 1 kg and just kept it here. Whichever namkeen you like, you can just pick it up and get it built. And lastly, and most importantly, what I observed here, look at the bag here. He has placed it just to maintain the aesthetics. That's visual merchandising. All right. Having said that, visual merchandising is common sense. Most of the street retailers and the vendors, hawkers, I see that they have been using the science of visual merchandising unconsciously. And that's purely because it's common sense. We'll move to the next definition. Visual merchandising is silent selling. Can anyone tell me what is silent selling, or what do we understand by silent selling? Anyone? What is silent selling?
So let's say that I am wearing Puma or Reebok or some brand as I use the shoes. So I am also one of the ways Puma or Reebok is trying to sell their shoes, or I'm the one who's selling their shoes, silent selling the shoes.
Okay. So when it comes to visual merchandising, first of all, visual merchandising happens only in a retail outlet or a retail space. Be very clear about it. Okay. So if visual merchandising is happening, it's happening in a retail space. It cannot happen outside a retail space. In Arch campus, if we are doing visual merchandising, it will happen only at a retail shop, the boutique that we have. But in the classrooms, outside the campus for fashion or other shows, whatever that we do will come under displays. So I'm just clearing it that visual merchandising happens in a retail space. So when we're talking about a definition of visual merchandising as a silent selling, it will happen in a retail space. So what you mentioned about wearing Puma, Reebok, and the branding is happening. So that is the brand leverage that people take, and the marketing happens, of course. Not just the shoes that you're wearing. A lot of people invest a lot of money in the shopping bags because of that only. That when you are taking that shopping bag for some other purpose or some other work, the marketing will happen of that brand. But here, silent selling is all about when you enter an organized retail store, things are displayed so well, color wise, size wise, maybe brand wise, category wise, that you don't have to talk to anyone, or you don't need any sales staff assistance. And you can pick, you can see with the trial room, go try, you can see with the cash counter, you go and bill it and you exit. So visual merchandising is all about silent selling. If you remember in earlier days, when department stores like Shopper Stop and all were not there, we still used to go and shop in the shops, and over the counter selling used to happen, right? A lot of faculties must have done, or maybe the students would have accompanied their parents, that there's a counter and the salesperson is behind the counter, and you're asking him, and he's judging your requirement and your occasion and your budget, and he's showing you. When the organized retail came, they removed all those counters. Now, even if it's jewelry, perfumes, any high-end fashion or accessories, customer can go touch and feel and try it, and then decide whether he wants to buy or not. Okay, we have got some. Yeah, Komal is bang on. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, and जो ज़्यादा अच्छा दिखता है वो ज़्यादा अच्छा बिकता है. We'll come to that. So that's what is silent selling. So visual merchandising is all about silent selling, that you display your stuff in such a organized manner or well-planned manner, color coordinated, size-wise, color-wise, that when somebody comes, he doesn't need any assistance. He can just see, take the trial room, buy it, and leave the store. Look at the store. A very good spring collection. Not spring, summer collection, mostly linen, but they have winter wear as well in terms of pullovers and jackets. And all these trousers or jackets or t-shirts or shirts are kept size-wise. All right. You can color coordinate, you can mix and match. They have already given some ensembles which you can have a look and you can say, okay, I want to take the same thing, and you can buy. We have signage also here, which is very important. It will be talking about what is the collection about, how it got inspired, is it good for this occasion or that occasion. So it's silent selling. You don't need anyone's assistance here for size or color or fit or anything. Everything is in front of you. Okay, third definition. Visual merchandising is a good housekeeping. Now, what is a good housekeeping? You can share your views. As per you, what is a good housekeeping?
It's about keeping things spick and span and everything in its own place, organized. So could that be it?
Okay.
Adding to Shovit sir, there's this concept of 5S, a place for everything and everything at its place. So
Everything at its place, right? So visual merchandising is basic housekeeping. Everything should be in place. So good international brands, if you visit versus if you visit a local brand, that's the basic difference that you'll find. That they keep everything in the right place. It's not that at the entrance, the security guard is standing with the dirty water bottle or a bad baggage counter, or a lot of dirty registers are there, or helmets are kept of staff, not the customers who are visiting. Papers are not scattered on the floor. There's no dust. It's a spick and span store. That's basic housekeeping. So visual merchandising is all about basic housekeeping. All right, the fourth definition. Visual merchandising is a journey which converts psychological desires into actual buying by stimulating our senses. Have you ever felt that you have gone to a store and psychologically something inspired you and there was a desire created and your senses were evoked, and then you end up buying something which was not in your shopping list or in your plans? It has happened with many of us, right?
Yes, sir.
You want to share any example, recent or old? Anyone where there was a good psychological impact?
So I would just want to say that once I had been to this store where around the cash counter, I don't remember the name of the store. Around the cash counter, there were these basic apparel, which are like ones that would go with everything. So I didn't have plans to pick one of the t-shirts there, but I did because it seemed to me like a basic gray t-shirt that would go with a lot of ensemble. So that was quite interesting.
Okay, thank you, Shovit. So look at this. This is, I think, this is Shanghai Airport. But it doesn't look like a closed area because of this visual impact that they've created around their store. That must be their back room or some storage. But with this kind of a very positive introduction of nature into a very concrete kind of a space, does leaves a very strong psychological impact, which gives you a good experience, plays with your senses, and then you end up be trying a product or maybe end up buying it. Okay, the fifth definition. Visual merchandising is a tool to achieve sales and targets. A lot of people talk about making attractive displays and wow factor. Yes, VM plays a role there also. But all that is done with the end result and that is to achieve your sales and targets. So here, what we are doing, and as a designer also, all of you, you have to connect your design sense with your business sense at some or the other point of time. You cannot escape this part. And same goes with the VM. No matter how good styling I'm doing, no matter how good or innovative window display I'm doing, no matter how impactful facade I'm designing, no matter how beautiful merchandise presentation I keep or how good housekeeping is, ultimately everything leads to the numbers, the sales, and the targets. We have to achieve it. And even if we are not achieving it, we have to map it at what's going well, what's not going well. We did this and it didn't work out. So let's try this and let's see if that works out. What we did last year and it worked out very well. Can we repeat it and again get it done? Because ultimately we have to sell the merchandise, and that's why we are doing all these using all these tools of visual merchandising to display the merchandise at its best. So I don't have a direct picture to show, but in I think merchandising impact, I did cover a lot of innovative windows where I shared the sales impact on the walk-ins impact. So if you see here, 2 mannequins, there are a lot of visuals, there are a lot of accessories and other props which are kept, but they all look one family, convincing, okay, this is the season, this is the look and feel, this is the color palette, this is the trend that they're focusing on. Visual merchandising reflects your staff's professionalism. Have you ever been to stores where the staff is not professional, not dressed well? You also take time to figure out whether he's staff or a customer. Has it happened?
Yes, sir. It's happened.
Yeah, Shobit, where are the students?
Students, please.
Yeah,
Let's hear
this session I
what
can
you
take
have
with
to
you
say.
all with in the lean management meeting as well. But I want students to interact. It's very difficult to interact with videos off and the mute.
Sir, we are here, but language problem. My
अरे
name
नो
is
प्रॉब्लम
Rajesh.
आप हिंदी में
अरे
बोलो
हाँ, जिस लैंग्वेज में
हाँ
बोलना है उस लैंग्वेज में बात करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
नहीं सर, समझ में भी तो आवे ना, आप कह रहे हो वो वाली बात.
अच्छा ठीक है, मैं हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में बोलता हूँ फिर, या हिंदी सब
हाँ
लोग को आती है.
हाँ सर, फिर हेल्प हो जाएगी फिर पक्का.
अच्छा, तो मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि कभी आप किसी स्टोर में गए हो और आपने देखा हो कि वहां पे जो स्टाफ है उसने अच्छे कपड़े नहीं पहन रखे, या आपको लगता है कि वो स्टाफ ही नहीं है, वो तो कोई कस्टमर है या ऐसे कोई घूम रहा है, ऐसा कभी हुआ है?
हाँ सर, मॉल्स में अक्सर हो जाता है ऐसे.
हाँ, so that is the point here, that visual merchandising is all about staff's professionalism, which also means what they are wearing, how well they are groomed, what is the type of fragrance they are using. After lunch, have they used mouth freshener or not? So it's all about sensory experience of a staff personnel also. So visual merchandising reflects staff's professionalism. I don't have a good staff picture, but I'm still showing you a picture of a good visual merchandising example of a store, where you can again see one steady color palette, and they have put it in such a manner that you can do mix and match. There are some accessories, and everything like hits you on your face, so it's very welcoming. You want to go and see and check out and browse all these sections. If a display does not sell, it's not visual merchandising. Very important. When you do visual merchandising, not an installation or a display or anything else in a retail outlet, it has to sell. If it's not selling, it's not visual merchandising. Look at this. You must have seen it here also. I clicked this picture somewhere in Delhi. Now, is it possible for a customer to take out this shirt and try it? The whole idea of silent selling goes for a toss here, right? I'm not sure if you have seen that how it's hanging from the hanger. The hanger is right inside the sleeve. You have to open 3-4 buttons, take out the hanger, and then take it out for. It's very inconvenient for a customer to take it out. So this is not visual merchandising. They must have tried something, but if it's not transactional, which means the customer can come, touch and feel, take it out easily, try it and come back and say, okay, I like it, I don't like it, whatever. So this is not visual merchandising. Visual merchandising is the presentation of the merchandise at its best, color coordinated, accessorized, and self-explanatory. इसका मतलब ये है that you have to present, आपको अपना जो भी सामान बेचना है वो आपको सबसे बेस्ट तरीके से उसको डिस्प्ले करना है, जहाँ पे सारे कलर्स जो हैं वो कोऑर्डिनेटेड हैं और जो भी उसके साथ मैचिंग एक्सेसरीज हैं वो रखी हुई हैं और वो सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी है, मतलब वहाँ पे साइनेज लगा हुआ है जो उसके बारे में बता रहा है कि इस कलेक्शन का नाम ये है, शर्ट इतने की है, डेनिम इतने की है, डेनिम में ये साइज अवेलेबल हैं, शर्ट में ये कलर्स अवेलेबल हैं, इस पे ये ऑफर भी चल रहा है, ये समर्स के लिए बेस्ट है, ये विंटर्स के लिए बेस्ट है. व्हेन इट्स सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी देन इट्स बिकम साइलेंट सेलिंग. किसी को कुछ बोलने की बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. पर्सन कैन कम, सी, टच एंड फील, read the signage, decide what to do, and then move on. So it's a small section in a big departmental store, and it clearly says new collection, and you can see the 5-6 items which are hanging, and a couple of items are on the mannequins also. कुछ सामान टेबल पे भी रखा हुआ है उनसे मैचिंग के लिए. And it's there's a tight grouping also. बहुत अच्छे group में पास रखे हुए, तो they look one family. And when you move to some other department or section, you will find a different family of colors and offerings and mannequins also. Yeah, very important bit which I have been using to my benefit. Always remember, people have 5 senses, not one. What I've also seen that designers सिर्फ एक सेंस के लिए काम करते हैं, that is visual sense. बस दिखना अच्छा चाहिए. नहीं, आंखों के अलावा 4 और सेंसेस हैं. आपके सुर में अच्छी आवाज भी आनी चाहिए, आपके सुर में अच्छी खुशबू भी आनी चाहिए, आपका स्टोर इतना साफ सुथरा होना चाहिए कि आप टच एंड फील कर सको, और अगर कुछ खाने के लिए या पीने के लिए हो, एटलीस्ट पानी अवेलेबल हो, तो टेस्ट के लिए भी कुछ होना चाहिए. So when you bring together all these 5 senses together, you can do wonders. So I always tell designers, design for all senses, not just for visual sense. Lot of designers, they spend a lot of time in making it visually good. Try to add at least 3 senses in your any design work that you're doing. 3 senses. So by default, visual, touch and feel is there. Now, which is the third sense which you can add from smelling, tasting, and listening to it? Look at this shop and look what they have kept on the table here. A variety of stuff which their loyalty members can come, show their card, and take it from here. Not for everyone. It's a very premium mall. It's not that at one point of time you will find 2 people in one shop. You might find 1 person or 0. So when the person comes and he wants to pick up anything from here, he can pick up, and that's the kind of experience, and he would like to come again and again here. Maybe what we can do, we can have a question answer at the end. So if you have questions, you can write it down, or you can write in the chat box, but we'll cover it at the end of the session. The 10th definition. Visual merchandising is all about providing information, experience, and interaction. How do you provide information? Let me hear it from people.
Proper signages, tags,
Exactly. Tags, signages, even through displays
logos.
also.
Yeah, logos, display.
Yeah, if there's a TFT screen also, you can put with some moving movie. It can also give some information.
Exactly.
How do you create experience?
By creating an aura around the product, like
Exactly. And that aura can be or should be done using all your five senses, is what I want to mark here. When you
so
use all your
taking
five senses, carry on.
so taking the example which you showed us, the boutique store which had a nature's connect to it, so it created an aura of like something very organic
Right,
and things around it, so it gives us an experience like the store will be having something organic or connecting nature.
right. Now, if you're talking about that particular part, and if there I can smell maybe sunflowers or tulips, it'll add to that experience further. Not just the visual, I can feel it also that maybe I'm in nature, I'm in open space, I'm in a garden or a jungle or some kind of a natural space.
Yes, yes,
Third,
exactly.
interaction. Yeah. Third, interaction. How can we make it interactive?
So sometimes you find it like tags like try me out, trial bags, things around it. So you can
Right.
interact with that.
By encouraging customers to use it, try it, and not
Hmm.
keeping the stuff on a like above 6 feet or 6.5 feet where they can't even reach and take it. It has to be interactive. So you keep it things at the eye level, below eye level, and in such a manner in that with the signages which says trial, try me, why don't you try it, fast movers, last of the bests. There are a lot of ways that retailers use to encourage customers to try it.
I would like
So,
to add one point to this, an
sure,
example.
sure.
Recently, I visited a furniture store.
All
So
right.
they had a like for experience they had an iPad and they
Okay.
had their products preloaded in that. So
Okay.
you can give your image exactly. The suppose you're buying a sofa for your living space, so you can put the you can airdrop the living space to that iPad, and then you can place the sofa which they have, and you can exactly interact with the sofa and get the entire vibe in that iPad.
Great. And where was this?
I don't remember. It was in Mumbai or Delhi. I visited somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Great. So by doing that, they are giving you an experience also, a very technological experience, as well as it's very interactive also.
Yes.
Look at this. It's a kids store. You can see they are selling the dinghy cars or the miniature cars, and they have got such a huge racetrack just for them to play. They can bring their own also. They can use the testers or the open products also. And if they want to buy and then play it here, they can do that also. It's very interactive. Not many places you will find these kind of interactions. People will put cars to sell in this space and maybe some corner to try, where they are giving a huge experience and encouraging people to just experience the product, and then definitely the sale happens. The 11th definition, very important. Like humans use languages to communicate, retailers use visual merchandising techniques to communicate with customers. Because visual merchandising is silent selling, but it is one of the languages that retailers can use to their benefit to talk to their customers silently, maybe experientially, and make it very interactive without even saying anything. So look at the island display, different levels. Again, one color coordinated story, a lot of accessories. So जो लैंग्वेज ये यूज कर रहे हैं अपने स्टोर के बारे में बताने के लिए बहुत क्लियर है किसके लिए है और क्या फैशन है, कौन पॉसिबली यहाँ पे आके खरीद सकता है, क्या क्या सामान है इनके पास, सब कुछ दिख रहा है आपको एक पिक्चर में। एंड जो पीछे विजुअल्स ग्राफिक्स यूज किए हैं और पिलर के अगर आप टॉप मोस्ट पार्ट देखोगे, कॉर्निशेस जो हैं ऑन द टॉप, इट विल गिव एन आइडिया अबाउट ब्रांड कैसा है, कहाँ का है। All right. Visual merchandising increases footfalls, conversions, basket size, and helps upsell. काफी लॉन्ग डेफिनेशन है बिकॉज इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स। मैं समझा देता हूँ फुटफॉल्स क्या होती हैं। आपके स्टोर में, आपके शॉप में एक दिन में कितने लोग आए हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड फुटफॉल। इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड वॉक-इन्स। वो एक दिन का डेटा है या 7 डेज का डेटा है या पूरे महीने का डेटा है, उसके बेसिस पे हम मेजर करते हैं। सो विजुअल मर्चेंडाइजिंग हेल्प करता है आपके डेली फुटफॉल्स को इंक्रीज करने के लिए। अगर आपके दुकान में एक दिन में 100 लोग आए, 100 लोगों में से कितने लोगों ने खरीदा एक्चुअली, दैट इज अबाउट कन्वर्जन्स। कितना कन्वर्ट हुआ। अब जैसे शोभित ने बताया कि कैश काउंटर के पास बेसिक्स रखे हुए थे, तो कोई हो सकता है शोभित वहां कुछ खरीदने नहीं गया था, बट क्योंकि वहां बेसिक्स रखे थे तो स्ट्रेटेजिकली वहीं से बेसिक खरीदा, वहीं बिलिंग किया, कन्वर्जन हो गया। तो यूजुअली रोज अगर 100 में से 10 लोग आके शॉपिंग करते थे, उस दिन जिस दिन शोभित ने खरीदा उस दिन 11 लोगों ने शॉपिंग कर ली, और ऐसे शोभित की तरह और 100 लोग आए होंगे, सो कन्वर्जन रेट बढ़ गया। सो एक विजुअल मर्चेंडाइजर डिसाइड करता है कि कौन सा मर्चेंडाइज कहाँ रखेंगे, कैसा मर्चेंडाइज कहाँ रखा होना चाहिए। कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है जो आपको एंट्रेंस पे रखनी होती हैं, कुछ चीजें आपको एकदम बैक में रखनी होती हैं। सो देयर इज अ होल लिस्ट or types of merchandise that you can plan out what to keep where. It's very important. Third is basket size. Basket size is about ये जो 11 लोगों ने खरीदा उनकी एवरेज बिलिंग कितनी हुई। सॉरी, बास्केट साइज इज ऑल अबाउट बास्केट में कितने आइटम्स हैं। मैं खरीदने तो सिर्फ एक जीन्स आया था, तो मेरा बास्केट एक जीन्स का है, लेकिन वो जीन्स के साथ बेल्ट्स रखी थी, या कोई टेम्पररी टैटू रखा था, या कोई अच्छे कीचेन्स रखे थे, या सॉक्स रखे थे, या फैब्रिक मार्कर्स रखे थे। मैंने वो सब भी अपने बास्केट में डाल लिया, तो मेरा बास्केट साइज इंक्रीज हो गया। मैं टी शर्ट्स के साथ कैनवस शूज और बेसिक टी शर्ट्स भी रख सकता हूँ, वाइट, ब्लैक, ग्रे, तो मेरा बास्केट साइज फिर ऊपर इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, क्योंकि मैं जीन्स के साथ और एड ऑन चीजें खरीद रहा हूँ। एंड द फोर्थ पार्ट, अपसेल। अपसेल में क्या होता है कि आपने मर्चेंडाइज रखा हुआ है, एक जीन्स रखी हुई है अगेन, which is for 300 rupees just for the discussion, and you have kept another jeans which has which is of maybe 350 rupees of the same price, but उसके साथ एक टी शर्ट भी है, जैकेट भी है, बेल्ट भी है, तो आपने पूरा का पूरा ensemble खरीद लिया उसका कि मुझे यही पूरा लुक चाहिए, तो अपसेलिंग हो गई आपकी। So there are a lot of things in visual merchandising. Let me show this here. Valentino. Now, if you see, this is a very premium, expensive store, and not much merchandise that they have. बहुत कम सामान है, लेकिन लिमिटेड सामान है, और हर सामान जो आप यहाँ देख रहे हो, अगर आप जैकेट खरीदोगे तो आप उसके साथ शूज खरीद सकते हो, बैग उठा सकते हो, एक टी शर्ट भी खरीद लोगे आप। तो लॉट ऑफ, और इसमें आप देखोगे कोई डोर नहीं है सामने, कोई विंडो नहीं है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ ग्लास नहीं है, एकदम एंट्री ऐसे दैट आप एक चक्कर मार लोगे, यू विल जस्ट वॉक इन इनसाइड एंड कम आउट। सो आपकी वॉक इन फुटफॉल बढ़ गई, फिर आपने कुछ अच्छा दिखा, आपने वो उठा लिया, उसके साथ कुछ और उठा लिया। तो ऑल दोस 3-4 थिंग्स आर कैन हैपन हियर इन दिस काइंड ऑफ फॉर्मेट। द 13th is visual merchandising is comprised of 6 components: image, layout, merchandise presentation, signage, displays, and in-store events. So image is what I've been showing you, that when you see a picture and you get an image, okay, with the color story, background में क्या लगा रखा है, कौन सा merchandise they are using it. Layout, very important. There are 5 types of layouts. I think it should be covered in the 4th part of store design and layout. There are different types of layouts. अगर store बड़ा है तो उसका layout अलग होता है, छोटा है तो अलग है, mid size का तो अलग है. There are 5 types of circulation plans. Then we have got merchandise presentation. I already explained. आप merchandise को कैसे display कर रहे हो? That is merchandise presentation. Signages, we spoke. You can have many signages in store about sizes, colors, USPs, pricing, offers. Displays, a lot of displays we do inside the stores. We call them focal points, vantage points, high points, island displays. And then we have got in-store events. So we keep on having some of the other events for Diwali, Holi, some lucky draw. Some artist is there who is doing, who's playing maybe a piano or a guitar on your request, or maybe a fashion stylist who's there and suggesting you what goes well with what, and this is how you can wear a scarf. This is how you can tie a necktie or a bow. So these are, so this is what is visual merchandising. I hope it's more clear to students here who were not exposed to the definitions of VM much, right? Shobit, we are able to just cover, I think, one part.
Yes, sir.
So if there are any questions, I can take.
So
If somebody
students,
wants
if you
to add on.
have any questions, any queries, anything you would like to clarify, this is the time.
So do we need to change the entire aura when you come up with new product range? Like, I coming from a furniture background, so the products are bulky, they are big in size, and you cannot time and again change the accessory around it and things around it. So
Yeah.
do we need? Do we
So
have
if you have,
something?
so it shifts from category and merchandise to merchandise. So in apparels, you don't change the entire section, but only that particular part where the new arrivals have come, that can change in terms of wallpaper or some more signages or adding some props to that section. But when it comes to interior designing or interior store or a home store, it has to change with every merchandise. If you have got low budgets, then you can make that section in such a smart manner that you don't have to change everything, but you can just turn, twist the panels and some settings, and it still looks the fresh. But what I've seen internationally, when for the home stores and all, when the new furniture comes, the entire section changes because it's a big space that we're talking about. So the same setting, wallpapers, paint, you cannot have the, you can't keep it for a longer time.
Exactly, that is what I was asking. Like,
Right.
is there any way to design things around it so that?
Yeah, a lot of people are using just a full wallpaper which is changeable, which
Backdrop
is
kind
like,
of a thing.
yeah, backdrop, which is kind of a Venetian blind, which you can just pull, it goes up, and then you can change it. The other one comes up, so you don't have to
Oh.
paint it again and again overnight. You can do that, or you keep your walls white, but on the walls decor you have got large paintings and decoratives which you can play around. When the furniture changes, you change that and the whole look and feel change, adding lamps, plants, keeping it here and there. So there are various ways,
Yeah, I totally get your point.
yeah. And also what you can do, just to add on, if you have got 10 such sections in your shop, you can decide to take only 5 I will change, 5 I'll keep basics, or in a very basic color tones where any furniture can fit anytime. But these fives, I'll keep on changing dynamically. Whenever the new furniture comes, I will change these five. So you can plan out depending upon your budget and how frequently your furniture is changing.
Yeah, I totally get your point.
Okay. Anyone else?
सर मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि सर विजुअल मर्चेंडाइज का मतलब मेरे अकॉर्डिंग कि भाई किसी भी अपना कोई भी व्यापार हो उसको इस तरह उसको प्रेजेंटेशन करना है कि कोई भी आए तो वो बिना कुछ कहे ही सब कुछ उसको समझ में भी आ जाए और वो इंटरेक्ट कर सके
और खरीदे भी फिर।
हाँ सर खरीदे बिल्कुल खरीदेगा
खरीदना जरूरी है। हाँ, कोई भी दुकान हो, सब्जी की हो, चाहे महंगे से महंगे कार की हो, गाड़ी की हो, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
हाँ
लेकिन
आपका कोई
कैसे
भी
उसको आपने,
व्यापार कुछ भी हो सकता है सर आपका
कुछ भी हो सकता है।
जी उसका प्रेजेंटेशन इस तरह हो कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक चीज लेने आवे और चार चीज उसके साथ में लेके चले जाए
बहुत बढ़िया, बिल्कुल।
Okay, students, so thank you so much, sir, for this amazing interactive session and introducing us to some of the commandments of visual merchandising. So my apologies, I had not introduced sir in the beginning. So sir is the creative head of design communications and operations at Arts College of Design and Business. It was a pleasure having you and talking about your experience, and we look forward to more editions of the same.
Yeah, I think looking at the pace, it will be three more, because I've been able to cover just the hearts. Next
Yes,
time
sir.
we will move to the generic tips, which is, I think, is spades.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.